This video today is going to be about tires for the Brompton bicycle, the kind of tires and the brand of tires that you might want to use with your Brompton. If you are interested in Brompton tech and small wheel tech in general, you may want to subscribe. And if you are working on your very first electrified Brompton project, I suggest you sign up for my Patreon if you need hands-on help with that. The tires I got with my Brompton when I originally bought it were Brompton's own Brompton branded tires. These are typically sold with new bicycles unless you request anything else. I would highly recommend for anyone who is looking to buy a Brompton to not get that tire. I know it's supposed to be lightweight and low rolling resistance, but for the most part it is an extremely unreliable tire. Mine went flat the first time there was a slight drizzle, and I never got another Brompton tire. I never fixed it. I upgraded to a much better quality Schwalbe tire, and I would recommend that if durability is a concern, if you are using your Brompton to commute or even to do light touring, to do basically anything other than exercising on dry pavement, to get something other than the Brompton tire. This is my bicycle. As you can see, I am running a Schwalbe Marathon tire. I've been running Schwalbe tires for decades, and I absolutely swear by them. I don't think there is any real competition to this company for the most part. They do make several different tires in a 16-inch size that fits the Brompton, and I'm going to review some of these. The Marathon is clearly made for durable, dependable riding. I have ridden my bike in all kinds of situations. I've been caught in torrential rains. I've never had a flat with it. It's very hard to even find a nail or glass or anything that would stick in it. So this is a great choice. I'm running the standard size, which is 16 by 1.35, and it fits very well. The only problem is it's not a very comfortable tire. Tiny tires that are only 1.35 in width and which have to be inflated at least to 90 psi are not going to be very comfortable. The one group of riders that really benefit from the tiny, super hard Schwalbe tires, especially those that are smooth and have no patterns on them, are the people who use the bike for nothing but racing and exercising on dry, very smooth terrain, such as doing the loop in Central Park, for example. For those people, these tires are excellent, and Schwalbe makes a Kojak bald tire just for speed, and there is even a branded specifically Brompton specific tire which is also made by Schwalbe, and I do recommend any of these if all you want to do is ride fast and not do any commuting, not do any touring or going off-road or anything like that. In other words, you have access to dry pavement and you do nothing else. One problem that will come up to almost everybody running the 16 by 1.35 tires pumped up to the hardness of a rock is that as reliable and as compact as those tires might be, they are really uncomfortable. There is really nothing you can do to the frame or the saddle or the seat post that is going to completely eliminate that uncomfortable feeling, and also kind of lack of control, because the tire is so tiny and so narrow, it gets easily trapped in any crack you find on the road. The obvious solution is to get a wider tire, and wider tires in 16-inch diameter are all over the internet. I myself bought some of them. As you can see here, there is a Continental 16-inch tire, and it turns out it's a lot smaller than the original size of the Brompton. How is this possible? The reason for this is that the Brompton 16-inch is 345 millimeters, whereas most of these other 16-inch tires on the web are only going to be 300. These other tires are not even made for bicycles. They are made for strollers for the most part, and they are all 300 millimeters. So before you buy, you have to make sure that you get at least 345 for the 16-inch size. Luckily, there are several reputable tires on the market that give you a better road grip and better comfort in a wider size that do fit the Brompton. First wider tire that fits the Brompton is the Scorcher tire. This is made by Greenspeed. It's not an easy to get tire. You may have to buy it from Europe or Canada, but it does exist. And the size in which it comes for the Brompton is 16 by 1.5, so an inch and a half. The diameter is rated as 349, which is because it's a little bit fatter a tire than the standard 1.35, but it is a tire that is very easy to fit to the Brompton. The only modification you need to make is to either remove the fenders or to install custom fenders or to modify the existing fenders. Since these are smooth racing tires, I think the most obvious option is just to get rid of the fenders and run the bike without them. The tire fits in the brakes, it fits on the existing rims. I don't think you need to do anything to modify the bike, and you're going to have a much more comfortable ride than you would have on the standard 1.35 tires. The downside is that the Scorcher is a racing tire. It was not meant to be a durable everyday commuting tire. So if you're using the Brompton for commuting, which is what most people do, then this is not a good choice, even though it's more comfortable. The ultimate dream tires for the Brompton, in my humble opinion, are the Schwalbe Big Apple tires. These come in a width of 2 inches. This is basically gravel tire size. If you look at full-size gravel bikes, you're going to see that if you check the size of the tire, it's going to be somewhere around 2 inches or 2.5 inches. So this is amazing that you could fit a gravel tire onto a Brompton, and this is just so right for urban commuting. You're wondering why most people have not done it. Well, one reason they haven't done it is because fitting it into the existing stock Brompton is just not going to work. You are going to have to make certain modifications. The most obvious modification that you see is an upgrade and a full replacement of both the front fork as well as the rear triangle. This upgrade would involve either custom fenders, no fenders, or modifying the existing stock fenders. It involves the removal and full replacement of both the fork and the triangle. And it works. You can install disc brakes, which is typically the reason people start making these modifications. But the problem is that this is horrendously expensive. Just to buy the fork and the triangle would be in the neighborhood of $1,000, maybe even more if you include a new hub, the disc brakes, the cables, the whole setup, and you would have to do the installation yourself, because if you go to the average Brompton dealer, he's not going to take the job because there are some legal consequences that he might be facing if he destroys the frame by doing a difficult upgrade like this, which the company, by the way, has never approved. They can face serious legal consequences. So nobody's going to take the job. You are going to have to do the upgrade yourself. Instead of such an expensive upgrade, it would make more sense to sell the Brompton and add $1,000 or $1,500 to the sale price and just buy a Birdie. The Birdie does come with a 2-inch wide tire. It comes with a lot of other really nice upgrades that are better than what the Brompton offers. So that's what I would do. The lucky thing is that it is possible to install the 2-inch wide Big Apple tires onto a Brompton without expensive modifications, and here is how. The only thing in the way of a 2-inch wide tire on the Brompton is really the brake. The brake was not designed to accept the gravel bike sized tire, but the nice thing is the brake can be upgraded. A standard grip brake that would accept such a tire is not difficult to find, and it's not difficult to fit either. All you have to do is use an adapter, and adapters are available online for as little as $25 a pair, covering both the front and the rear. Once you have brakes that can take a 2-inch wide tire, there's really no reason why the tire should not fit into the fork or onto the rim. And here are some examples that I found. And it does seem that some people have tried this, not many, but it is possible to do. Yet another option is to upgrade to a brake that is typically used for beach bikes. If you have seen a beach bike, they are typically very cheaply made. They don't have a disc brake, but they have huge tires. So there are companies out there making grip brakes that can be fitted onto a Brompton without an adapter, and they are huge. They can take a really large tire. Once installed, obviously these big tires are going to completely change the look and the feel of the Brompton, but the fold should remain intact because you haven't changed the frame. The triangle and the fork remain the same as they were, so everything is stock except for the tire and maybe the front brake. I haven't done the upgrade yet, but I'm planning to do it. Probably it's going to be done by late summer or early fall of 2021. Once it's done, I'm going to post a new video and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to be successful, and it's a fantastic upgrade because I've had the Big Apple for such a long time on my Birdie. It's made a total difference to that bike as well. It came with the 1.35, which is the standard racing size for a small wheel bike, and it just turned into an absolute Lexus sedan once I installed the Big Apples. So this is highly recommended if anybody succeeds in doing this upgrade without changing the fork and the triangle. I would like to see that. If not, then I guess I'm going to be the first one to post about it.